Good morning, folks, and welcome to another Glenn Maney Talks Chelsea. And last night in the Champions League group stages at the Bridge, it was Chelsea 4, Malmo 0 in torrential rain, as to be said. And it was a real good, despite the weather, a real good morale booster. Chelsea knocked it round, absolutely lovely. But before I start on last night's game, I have some apologies. I recently did a video on the best and the worst groups on Facebook for Chelsea supporters, and I don't know how I did it. But I missed Blues, News and Views. So sorry to Mark Foley, who supports this channel. I don't know how I did it. And also another group, two other groups. Memories of Chelsea in the 70s, thanks to David Roberts for pointing out that I missed that. And finally Malcolm Tilley and Tom Coley, again two people that support this channel. Champions of Europe, we know what we are. These are great groups. How did I miss them? I go into these groups and I'll be honest, I'm that excited I almost orgasm. So please, Blues, News and Views, Memories of Chelsea in the 70s, and Champions of Europe, we know who we are. Check those groups out, they are brilliant. I hope that's alright, folks. Also, I'll tell you what I did forget, and I don't know how I forgot this, I really don't. In worst groups, Chelsea Football Lovers Zone, and then in brackets, GIST, G-I-S-T, Chelsea. Wow. I was shocked this morning. Because they added some actual Chelsea content, because I'd not seen that before, I'll be honest. You've got a comedian on there, Fear God David. I think he's sitting on the fence whether he believes in God or not. Fear God David, a comedian, and I tell you what, I took umbrage to this because I've always thought, due to my lack of success, that I was probably the world's worst comedian. Along comes Fear God David, who is part of the Prophet comedy group, and he just blows me out of water. Have a little look. It's worth going to the group just to see Fear God David in all his pomp. So yeah, that group, Chelsea Football Lovers Zone, GIST Chelsea. If you want sexy videos, if you want a charcoal stove, radio cosplay women, or of course Fear God David and Prophet comedy, go to that group. Normally can't get any Chelsea content there, but they're all available, so give it a check out. That is actually my worst group. That's worse than Chelsea Chelsea fans, Chelsea support reloaded. That, you know, this one wins it hands down. I don't know what I was thinking of. So please accept my apologies. Now we've got the apologies and the congratulations out of the way, let's concentrate on last night, shall we? Oh, one more thing before we start. The most stupid question I've ever heard asked by a journalist was asked last night. Forget you just won the Champions League, how do you feel? Forget you've just lost a Champions League final, your mum's died and your goldfish has been diagnosed with cancer, how do you feel? Forget them. Last night someone asked Thomas Tuchel in the post-match press conference, if you'd known they were going to get injured, would you have played Lukaku and Werner last night? Is it just me, or is that the most ridiculous question that's ever been asked? Tuchel, who's a gentleman and tries to handle these things with a little bit of class, he struggled. You could see he was. Of course not, if I'd known. Oh my God, some of these journalists, there's got to be jobs out there for us guys, isn't there? So, Chelsea 4, Malmo 0. We started with Mendy in goal. We started with Christensen, Silva and Rudiger at the back, which they did play more like a 3-4-3 than a 5-3-2, to be fair. They were a lot more offensive. because I suppose against Malmo they could afford to be. So yeah, we had Christensen, Silva and Rudiger at the back. Nice to see Rudy back. And in midfield we had Aspie, Chilwell, Kante and Jorginho. In front of them, with Kante and Jorginho playing, taking turns basically to stay back and let the other one go forward, we had Mason Mount, Timo Werner, and up front, surprisingly, after the press conferences, we had Romelu Lukaku. So, the game says it all with the stats. We had 20 shots on goal, 7 on target. They had 2 shots, none on target. We had 74% possession, 657 completed passes to their 244, and we had a 90% passing accuracy. And obviously the 4 goals. They weren't in our class, to be honest. They tried hard, hard work inside, couldn't cope with our high press, and some of our players, we say Malmo, you know, ain't a lot, but some of our players were really on it last night, as though they had a point to prove in a horrible weather, horrible driving rain. Some of them really looked up for it, and it was lovely to see. Mason Mount last night, he run his off. You know, he worked really. There were a lot that worked really hard out there last night. We took the lead for a lovely finish through Christensen. I mean, after Werner's miss early on, bless him, you know, because he does work hard, but that miss where it got whipped in, I think Mount whipped it in, and Werner managed to put that wide. I just don't know how he did it. I honestly don't know how he did it. I don't want to get on at him. I know he's going, but if that had been for Germany, I think that the net would have ripped. I think got to be a confidence thing. It's definitely not ability. He's a conundrum to me. That's what he is. So yeah, Christensen, nice ball in. He took it on the volley and didn't hit it completely right. I think it hit his shin, but it was good enough. It was a lovely finish, and nice to see him get off this goal drought of 137 games, I think it is. So yeah, well done, Christensen. Lovely goal, lovely finish by Kai Havertz. Havertz came on for Lukaku. Lukaku was injured. The 2 big things last night, obviously, were Werner and Lukaku getting injured, which is a damn shame. But maybe with a run of games that we've got coming up, who aren't against the big boys, maybe it'll work in our favour for them to have a bit of a rest. You know, hope so. It's always nice to have them coming off the bench even, but I think we've got enough quality to get past these next few games. I really do. With 4 points. So yeah, Havertz came on and a lovely finish. I think it was Callum Hudson-Odoi who passed it, and I thought it was too heavy. But Havertz must be faster than he actually looks. He's got that lethargic air about him, isn't he? But that sprint to beat that goalkeeper and just lift it over him was a lovely goal, a lovely finish. And Kai Havertz last night, he looked really on it. He looked like a man possessed. Same as Mason Mount. It was nice to see when he came on. As much as I hated losing Lukaku. So yeah, and the other 2 goals were, of course, Jorginho's 2 penalties. Lovely taken penalties. Jorginho had a cracking game last night. You know, it's he didn't slow the tempo down too much. But some of the balls he played and his defensive work was superb last night, and two good penalties. I've given him man of the match. I don't know what you lot think, but I'm on his back a lot, and I think when he has a performance last night, he deserves all the accolades. I tell you what, I did see where he got brought down in the area, and the commentator said, "Oh, you know, he's gone down too easy," and someone else said, "Oh yeah, VAR aren't even checking it." I must be so biased. I must be, because I watched it in real time, and I watched it again, and I watched it again this morning, and that's a penalty every day of the week. But the referee just waves on. So yeah, let's get down to some scores, shall we? Mendy gets a 7. He had nothing to do. He had nothing to do. So he gets a 7. It's not his fault. I think he deserved a rest after the weekend against Brentford. Christensen broke his goal duck. Played well all night. Got forward a lot more, driving forward a lot more. Maybe because he had the benefit of Silva next to him, so he knew, he knew he had a get out of jail card. See, this is what I said about Brentford. If Silva had been in that back four, that would have been a different game that last 20 minutes. It really would. So yeah, Christensen gets an 8.5 from me. I thought he played really, really well. Silva, 8.5. Really in control of everything. Unlucky with a header for a chance at goal, but dominated the back. They hardly pressured him. Rudiger the same. Rudy got brought down for a penalty. It's a shame. I'd have let him take it, to be honest. But then again, I'm sentimental, and because I thought we're playing Malmo, let him take it because his run was superb, and I think he was going to score. He just got brought down. But anyway, Rudiger done well last night. He gets an 8.5 from me. Ashby gets an 8.5. Played really, really well. Got forward. He could against Malmo. Wasn't like a Premiership game. Mr. Reliable anyway, isn't he? Chilwell, yeah, 8.75. I thought he had a great game last night, Ben Chilwell. Really, really good going forward, but really chasing back. He really takes his defensive duties seriously, as he should. That should be a given. But Chilwell really, really, really good last night. Actually, unlucky not to score. Unlucky not to score, and one he stuck. He tried. It would have been a worldie if it had come off. He tried taking it on the volley about that height, and it ended up in the stand. But I just thought, I like to see that thinking going on in your head. Kante was absolutely marvellous till he went off. 8.5. Jorginho's my man of the match last night. He gets a 9. 2 penalties, but his all-round play was good, and he was looking to go forward when he could. So maybe sometimes I'm a bit unfair on him. Maybe he has to slow that game down. Maybe the coach tells him to. But last night he was looking to go forward, but defensively I thought he was solid. Mason Mount last night gets an 8.75 because he could have easily got man of match for me. Running at people, doing his defensive duties. Looked on it last night. Looked back to the Mason Mount who won the Player of the Year last year, which he hasn't done this season. Really good performance. Little bit of trickery when we needed it. Whipping balls in quick, which I thought we should have finished more of them. Yeah, great performance. Could have. Do you know what? I'm going to give him a 9. I'm going to give him a 9 shared with Jorginho, but Jorginho edges it for man of match. Werner gets a 7.5 from me. Got injured. Always a nuisance, as we know he is. His pace gave him worries all night while he was on there. That miss, though, takes a bit away from his performance for me. So I can only give scores what I see. I know I'm going to get slaughtered and people will say I'm being unfair, but he gets 8s and 9s when he's on it and when he sets people up for goals. Last night I thought he was one of the lesser impressive performers, and gutted when he went off injured though, because the pace against some of these bottom sides would have been handy. But there you go. Lukaku last night. Pretty unfair to score him. He'll get a 7.5 while he was on the pitch, because didn't do anything outrageously good. Did what he needed to. A couple of bits of decent hold-up play. Yeah, I think he needed a rest anyway, if I'm brutally honest. I think Tuchel possibly got that wrong last night, but there you go. He's got a rest now, hasn't he? It was the guy, full weight went on him, and no surprise really to see him go off. So yeah, the substitutes come on. Chilwell, Alonso come on for him. Alonso looked sharp when he come on. Again, we got caught out in that short time. We got caught out a couple of times defensively down that side, and I sat there thinking that wouldn't have happened with Chilwell. But Alonso done great when he came on. Not going to score these. Sol Niguez, first couple of balls again went to them, but after that he seemed to grow into it, which he should do against Malmo. And by the end of it, I thought no, he looked half decent. Callum Hudson-Odoi, what I liked when he did come on, and as you know, at times I'm his biggest critic because of the potential and because of the skill that the guy possesses, he sometimes looks lazy to me. Last night he didn't. He ran back about, first thing he did I think it was run 40 yards backwards to win back a ball that he'd originally lost, and I sat back and I thought, that's it, that's what we want to see, Callum. And he was a nuisance all the time he came on, a real nuisance. Couple of shots at goal, he made the keeper make saves at least, and he looked good. He looked good. I'm hoping he keeps up those energy levels and those thought patterns if he gets an extended run in the side. Reece James, he was good, and Kai Havertz, who was obviously on a bit longer than most, I thought he was excellent last night. In fact, I will score him an 8.5. Scored a cracking goal, nice finish, and all his play last night. I don't think he put a foot wrong while he was on there. So excellent. So that was 4-0 Chelsea against Malmo. Tuchel, I'm going to give a 7.5 because I thought to myself, I see why he played Lukaku, because against Malmo it can be a confidence booster. But I think he could have given a couple of, say, the second string a bit more of a run out last night, and had he done that, Lukaku would still be available. But he's not going to know that. Go back to that stupid question. I would give a few more of the, say, second string a ring. Second string a run out. But what do I know? That's why he gets paid the big bucks. We'll probably go on a 5-game unbeaten run now, and what I've just said will mean absolutely nothing at all. Good to see the boys back with a convincing win. Good to see the feel-good factor back around most of the support base. I haven't looked on the internet yet. Probably won't even bother. But I'm made up for the rest of the week. We've got Norwich now at 12:30 on Sunday. Looking forward to on Saturday. Sorry, Norwich at 12:30 on Saturday, and onwards and upwards. If we play with the same level of commitment, and it's going to be a harder game, obviously, but the same level of buzz and the same tempo, I can see a cheeky little 3-1 win to Chelsea. Okay, thanks for watching. If you do watch these and you do like them, please throw me a like. If you do watch these regularly, please subscribe. If you don't watch these regularly and you can't stand me, still subscribe, and I'll speak to you after Norwich. Thanks for the support of the channel. Thanks for watching. Up the Chelsea.